Hello, kids. Hi, kids. Why did I say hello, kids? I don't know what that, but that. Hi, Heidi here. If anyone's there, I think there's a way to tell. So there must not be anybody there. If anybody's there, please leave a comment. Hi, there's somebody there. I see an eye. So, am I actually live? Can you hear me talking? Say hello if you're watching. My intention today is kind of a mixed bag. Good morning. Oh, it's afternoon here, but good morning, Debbie. Hi, Keegan. Yes, okay, awesome. That's great. So, the reason I'm live is because I'm alone in the house for the first time in weeks. My husband decided he was ready to go to band practice, so he went to a rehearsal of his band, the Rocket Fuel Haulers, which he is the lead guitar player, and I hope he has a good time. But I thought, what can I do that's fun while he's gone? And I thought, I'll go live on YouTube. So here I am. There were some things I wanted to talk about. One of which is using eBay for research. So do you ever do research like beyond you're at the thrift store or the outlet or wherever and you look up comps? That's research because you find out how a particular item in a particular brand is selling. But once in a while, I spend half an hour or an hour doing research, looking for things, new things to source. So here's a question. Is there a brand that you see a lot that you think, boy, I wish that was worth something because it's expensive at retail, it's good quality, you might like the design or the item, but you just kind of go, oh, it doesn't sell or it doesn't sell for much. So I've always wondered, boy, I just go buy so many Talbots. Are there things in Talbots that I shouldn't go buy that sell well within the either a particular category or particular item? So there's a way to do some research on eBay, and I'm going to try and share my screen. I hope this works. Does this work? Let's see. Where do I? It's not asking me. Oh, press Shift F7. That doesn't look any different to me. Oh, wait a minute. I know now. Okay, share screen. Yeah. Which one? This one. Okay. Share. Hello. I'm down here in the corner. So, is this interesting to those of you that are here? I want to show you an example of using eBay to search for things that are good that you might be passing by. So, for example, do you see a lot of Talbots in your thrift store? And do you ever pick it up? So there's a question. I'm going to type, I'm on eBay and I'm not logged in because I didn't want my buyer history or my search history to affect what eBay shows me. Because here's something not everybody realizes. In addition to eBay's algorithm analyzing listings to bring up search results, it also analyzes the particular buyer who's searching, their search history and their buying behavior in order to find out what they call best match. So when I search for something logged in as me, you could search for the same thing and get different results. Isn't that frightening? So some part of the eBay algorithm, you have no control over how it reports results because no matter what you do to your listing, if the buyer always buys Dickies, never buys Carhartts, it's not going to show you your work pants. Okay. Anyway, I got off on a sidetrack. So I'm in the search bar and I'm not logged in just so that my buyer history doesn't affect anything. And first I'm going to pull up Talbots. I'm just going to search for Talbots as a brand. 260,000 results. So there are two ways to filter results. You can use the left-hand filters over here. Is this big enough that you can clearly see what I'm doing if I wiggle my cursor? So the left-hand filters, that's how buyers use to see fewer, hi Wendy, that's my sister, fewer and fewer results until they get exactly what they want. So you can use left-hand filters. I'm scrolling down and looking at the filters, or in the search, you can click on advanced search way up here. I think my logo's hiding it. I prefer to use the left-hand filters, but there are some benefits to using the advanced search. They're the same features, just they stick better. So 20,000 pieces of Talbots is too much. And because we are resellers and thrifters, mostly we find pre-owned. So down here, I'm going to click pre-owned. And now it's going to give me new results. Only 210,000, still a lot. Here's something I want you to notice when you're looking at searching for any brand or item. Do you see here where eBay has a price category? And they'll say, do you want to look at things under $18, $18 to $30, or over $30? That gives you a clue of how things are in the market right now. That the highest price category they have is over 30. Just as a quick example, let me show you something I was researching earlier. Magnolia Pearl, the thing which I will never find. Only 1,500 listings. And if I look at pre-owned, there's only 564. But look at the value of the listings. Do you want to look at things that are under 320, 320 to 430, or over 430? That's just comparing used Magnolia Pearl to used Talbots. So that can give you a very quick glance of, is this brand in the market that you want to be in? Does that make sense? So don't forget to look there to see if everything is under $15 and the max is over 25, that might not be something you want. And then here it shows the available inventory at what price point. See that graph, the blue graph. So let's go back to Talbots and find a winner in the Talbots category. So tell me what category of Talbots you're most interested in. Anybody there? So you see a lot of Talbots, what? Yes, it does help you price things. It's valuable information that eBay provides right there. And they do it both for active or for solds. So can anybody just throw out an example of a category? Sweaters. Okay, so we've got Talbots, women's clothing. Over here, I'm going to choose sweaters. And here it shows the filters that I've got. I've got pre-owned. And then I can choose the size type or what kind. But now we can see Talbot sweaters rank in the under 19, so a little bit higher. The other one was under 15. But I want to find the sweaters. I want to see if there are any Talbot sweaters that get a lot of money. So let's see what's sold in the last 90 days for Talbot sweaters. Well, here's one with a Christmas snowman lighthouse. 15, somebody took an offer. Here's another. You can see the holiday sweaters are selling right now. But let's sort. These are 90 days sales. Let's sort them high to low. So the highest priced item, this includes shipping. So here's a $100 red silk cardigan. Would you have thought that you could get $100 for a Talbot? Here's a cashmere. Here is a red sheep sweater. Took an offer off of 87. Here's a candy corn sweater. Here is okay, so your first thing here is Talbot's novelty sweaters, right? Candy corn, Halloween, sheep would be worth a look. This one is special because it's merino wool and it's a coatigan or a coat sweater. This one is special because it's cashmere. No, I'm sorry, silk top underneath a sweater. This one's special because it's novelty, novelty, novelty. Here is one, here's another novelty. It's got toadstools. Here's a cashmere. So these are all cashmere. So Talbot's cashmere can sell for really good money that's worth picking up. Here is, I want to show you something that I learned, and it has worked several times. If you go into pants, you'll find out which Talbot's pants, which model. I love the Hampshire ankle and the Chatham ankle. Those two models of pants will usually get me $30 or $35 or $40. But all the other Talbot's pants that don't have a name in them, I ignore. So you can find what's the best items in each category. And so I would say for Talbot sweaters, it's novelty, cashmere, and heavy coat styles. That's what came up at the top of the list that we're getting over $50. I discovered the Talbot's floral cardigans like this. Would you have thought that this sweater, sorry, come on. Okay, I see what I'm broadcasting and what I'm showing is not the same. I'm looking at this particular little cardigan in the middle that's floral. I don't know what my hang up is here. It's not following along. Hello. Maybe if I stop the screen and start again. Oh, I know why. It went to another tab. That's perfect. Okay. So this particular sweater, it keeps going to another tab. Stop doing that. Okay, this sweater right here is a floral cashmere cardigan. And I have sold floral. Here's another floral cardigan, $42. Here is a floral cardigan, cashmere, $50. Here's a floral cashmere, that one's wool. Here's a floral. Have you ever seen Talbot's floral cardigans? I have sold them in cotton. I've sold them in cashmere. Hi, Sandra. And excuse me. That is one thing I discovered in Talbot's when I comped a floral sweater, was like, why would this little cardigan sweater get so much money? And then when I looked at them, you can frequently get over $35. And novelty then, of course, would get you even more, but just an ordinary floral like this, it's not ordinary, it's very pretty, but they appeal to particular people. Hey, Jude Thrifting. Should I call you Hey or Jude? I'm not going to sing the Beatles. I'm not. So let's look at one other thing in Talbot's to see if we can find any bargains. Mostly, I want you to learn how to do this. So I've gone to Talbot's used pants sold, high to low. So here we have some silk and wool, paisley. That's awesome. You wouldn't leave those behind, would you? Just because you saw Talbot's. Here's some suede pants from Talbot's, some lots, some athletic pants. Those just look perfectly ordinary. Some more lots. Let's get away from that. So here's some silk cream lined dress pants. Here's some vintage silk pants. So did you know that here's some printed pants? Does it surprise you, I guess? I'd love to see it in the comments that you can get more than $40 for Talbot sweaters and Talbot's pants. Obviously, there are certain ones in the blazers. Here's the Hampshire ankle. Love it in the plaid. $50 for a pair of Talbot's plaid pants. The Hampshire ankle is one of my favorite, and the other is the Chatham crop, $45. And those will be, they'll say that right inside the waistband. So another way you can research is, so again, what we did was we searched on a brand, And then we chose a category, and then we looked at high to low to find out if there are things that are always in the top. And they're frequently going to be the better fabrics, which you might do, but you might pass by because that brand never gets anything. But silk and cashmere from Talbot's will sell just as well as silk and cashmere from a brand you consider a higher market. So I just don't want to miss things at the store. I'm currently really trying to reorganize my Chico's game. I sold a lot of Chico's when I first started, and then I just noticed I was buying a lot more Chico's than I was selling. And it used to be any loud printed cotton top I could sell for 25 bucks. Not anymore. But are blazers selling well now? I know a lot of people pick up Chico's. I had no idea Talbots would get that much. Yes, for the right things. And that's with any brand that, so imagine yourself at the thrift store and you're going by things and you think, oh, I wish that was good because that's a good brand. Do a little research on it. Another one that I have looked at is Calvin Klein. I can tell you some of the stuff that I discovered last year. Let me end sharing and stop the screen. Stop the screen. Okay. Did that scare you that I came back so big? Let me see if I can find. I made some notes because I did a bunch of research and I put it in. I put it in Instagram, but the format that I did it, people said that's too small, too hard to read. Hi, Sharon in Indiana. Indiana's only a couple hours from me, an hour and a half to be exact, to the border, but you're probably not right on the border. So where did I put that? Oh, just, talk among yourselves. If you have any questions for me, I'd love to hear them. I know I did research. Research. My theory of what? My theory of what? I have no idea what I have a theory of. An incantation for thread up boxes. Search, Heidi, search, research. Seasonal sourcing, online business. No. Apparently, I've just put it all in. You seem very fashionable. That's hysterical. I am the antithesis of fashionable. One of my sisters, when we were talking about my business, she said, "What makes you think you could do that?" And I think she meant, you're not particularly fashionable. Did I know a bunch of brands already? No. The first few months, I realized that the brands I thought were wow were nothing, and that I had never heard of most of the wow brands. And I still don't find the wow brands, but down in Southwest Indiana by Illinois, well, there's that. It's the world's longest border. Driving through Illinois, north to south, or Indiana takes a long time. But you've been to Michigan? Oh, that's nice. So no, not fashionable. I watched a lot of YouTube videos and I did a lot of research about, once I learned that eBay would tell you what was selling, I would just look at tops, women's tops, used. What goes for more than $25? Oh, that's one more thing I should have shown you in the eBay research. Let's say, no, I don't want to fall down a thing. My question for you is, how is your sweet husband? I know you took time off to be with him. Thank you. I haven't talked a lot about Kurt and his health issues, but he's had a variety of them over the last couple of years, and he's improving. He had some surgery a couple weeks ago, and he's improving, and we keep moving forward. So he's well, thank you. I will tell him you're thinking of him. Yeah, I'm going to get him back on a video soon. Thank you very much for asking. But learning brands is both a matter of, okay, here's some great way to learn brands. On eBay, you can search, or Poshmark, choose tops, and then choose a price range, and then see what shows up in that price range. Or go to Nordstrom and look at what brands they sell. Or go to Saks and look at what brands they sell. Excuse me, I'm very dry today. Or, the best malls, what stores are in the best malls in your area. And by best, we're all just trying to get a higher return on our investment, right? Because there's plenty of Under Armour, There's plenty of Nike. There's plenty of things that you can pick up and sell, but we don't want to spend all our time selling things that sell for $15 or $20. We want things that sell for 30 or 40 or 50 on a regular basis. The $100 ones, those are rare, but I knew that Ralph Lauren was good, but it was everywhere, but it's still good because it's so expensive. People want it for less. So it's great in the resale market. So here's what's interesting. I was thinking, how come I haven't found Magnolia Pearl? People talk about that's the one thing they really want to find. Or how come I haven't found Johnny Was? So here's something interesting. Let me pull it up. Let me clear all this out. All categories. So, and I don't know if you sell on eBay or not, but you can use eBay for research even if you don't. So I'm going to, don't show that again. I'm looking for a tab. Okay, so up here in the search bar, right over to the right is a thing called Advanced. It's hidden under the StreamYard logo, but it says Advanced. And so if you click that, now you get a whole bunch of filters all ready for you. So I thought, why can't I ever find Johnny Was? I found it twice in 6 years of reselling. Any words, any order. I don't need to exclude any words. I want to look in all categories. No, I want to look in clothing. I want to search the title and the description, and I only want sold items. And I only want buy it now. I don't want to see auctions. But here's what's interesting. Show me items within 50 miles of where I live. So you could do this for you. So how many Johnny Was items have sold from sellers that live within 50 miles of me? In other words, is anybody else finding Johnny Was? So here we have 20 items from Johnny Was have sold in the last 90 days from sellers that live within 50 miles of me. Rarely I'll go, away for the weekend and I will thrift someplace else or to visit people in another state, and I'll go to the bins on the way. But all of my thrifting is done usually right within 40 miles of me. But here's what's 20 items in 90 days. So I don't think I'm missing the Johnny Was because there's only 20 items sold. How many are listed? We'll uncheck sold here. There's 58 for sale and 50 some sold. And you can actually see where they are. So if I click on this dress, did it go to another screen? It did. Just so frustrating. Which screen do I want? So this dress is for sale in Grand Rapids, which is 30 miles from me. This one, stop changing windows. I want it to open in the same window. How can I do that? Open link in new window. I want to open link in same window. Can't do that. Okay. This coat that you see here, the silk coat, that is in Grand Rapids, Michigan, which is 30 miles from me. So I need to do more sourcing in Grand Rapids if I'm going to find Johnny Was. Because everything I'm clicking on, Twin Lake, Michigan. That is a tiny town, but they probably went sourcing in Grand Rapids. So you can find out. So tell me, somebody who's willing in the audience, give me a brand that you would love to find and your zip code, if you're willing to do that. Does anybody have one that a brand that they can hardly ever find and they just don't think it's fair that other people find it? I can tell you if there is any in your area that's being found by other people. Does that make sense? Anybody have one they want to know? Just throw out a brand and give me your zip code. and we can look it up. Magnolia Pearl. You want to know where to find that too. Yeah, I get it. So I will put Magnolia Pearl here. And I will put 77065. That sounds westerly, doesn't it? Not as far westerly as California, but 77065. And Sandra, how close do you want it? 25 miles or 50 miles? We'll do 25 to see if there's any real close to you. There are 36 Magnolia pieces for sale within 25 miles of you, Sandra. And boy, they get some money, don't they? Let's see how many sold items. Look at the prices there, $290 to $460. Sold 11. So if we can find out where this was. It's 10 miles from you, it says. I want to open this in the same, it just won't let me. So that first item there, the Magnolia Pearl minor pants, were sold from Houston. The drawstring skirt was found in Hockley, Texas. So you get the idea. You can use eBay and use the advanced search and put in your zip code and how far away to find out what people if people are finding a brand you want. Here's another way you can use that zip code thing. I'll do yours next, Debbie. You can put in women's sweaters, used, sold, priced high to low within your zip code range and find out what brands people are finding near you. Okay? So if you see, wow, I didn't know that, such and such a brand that other people within my area are selling for good money. I didn't know that was a thing. I see that in my area too. This is how you find out if you're in an area where I've heard some people say, I've never found a Carhartt jacket. Well, depending on where you live, you may never find one. I see them maybe every couple months. There's a lot of Carhartt sales around here, but I don't think very many people donate it to Goodwill because most of them look like trash when they're done. And those are the most valuable ones, but people don't donate their trash usually. Excuse me. Okay, let's try a new search for Johnny Was, for Debbie's 95460. Wow, she's almost in the ocean. 95460. 25 miles, okay? Let's find it. Hello, 8 people. I feel kind of bad that you don't have anything more exciting to do. Oh boy, nothing sold within 25 miles of your zip code. There's only 3 Johnny Was pieces for sale, Debbie, within 25 miles of you. Should we go a little further out? Just to see if you might have to go a little bit into hunting. Let's go 50 miles. Okay, there are 3 Johnny Was pieces for sale within 50 miles. I can tell you where they are. Willits, California. Willits. That skirt is in Willits, California. That jacket with the flowers on it is in Willits, California. What's going on in Willits? Can you tell us, please? And lastly, the small boho. The skirt is what I would call classic Johnny Was. The other 2 pieces are not the best examples, but the blouse is, if it says Willits, we know something's going on in Willits. It is Willits. So is this a personal wardrobe being sold? I found something so strange when I was doing research earlier, looking for Magnolia Pearl. I had to go 100 miles from me to find any hits, and they were all from the same seller in a place called Pleasant Prairie, Wisconsin, which is basically between Milwaukee and Chicago, right on the border. And all of them were from the same seller. It's like they have all the Magnolia Pearl cornered on the market. So Magnolia Pearl is extremely rare in the thrift world. So, know what the label looks like. Should we see what the label? No, we don't need to see what the label looks like. So, anyway, those are two things I wanted to show you. How you can find if there are brands that you're pining for, how you can see if there are any in your area, or brands that you see all the time. So let's do you ever wonder about Coldwater Creek? Some of that stuff you think, well, I wouldn't wear it, but maybe somebody would. Let's do Coldwater Creek. What do you frequently, do you ever see Coldwater Creek, and what are you interested in? I guess I see like blazers, but eBay's bad at blazers. I have to clear my advanced search pings. How do I clear the zip code deal? Okay. We're going to do default. Okay, Coldwater Creek. What do we see in Coldwater Creek? Do you ever see, we'll do coats, jackets, and vests. eBay has this goofy category called suits and suit separates, which is where blazers should be. But I see everybody listing blazers in coats, jackets, and vests because they think of a blazer as a jacket. These are mostly coats. Let's see what's in suits and suit separates. Holy cow, somebody is asking $29.99 for a Coldwater Creek blazer. What the heck? I once accidentally listed something for $2,999. I didn't have 25 cents, so I had 0 cents. And I meant to list it for $29.95. And I got a message from, not a buyer, but a message from someone saying, what's so special about it? Meaning, everybody else was asking $29 and you're asking $2,900. So proofread those listings. I sometimes will sort my listings by price just so I can see if anything pops up that I've listed for over $1,000. 2,400 listings for Coldwater Creek. Suits and suit separates. Is that where I am? Yeah. Oh, no, I'm in coats and jackets. Right? No, suits and suit separates. Wow. Get a grip, Heidi. Pre-owned. And we'll do sold. Why don't they put sold at the top where it's useful? Okay. Sell-through rate's not great. 164 sold, 1,900 listed. Not even 10%. So if something's going to sell, it better be awesome. Okay, here we have a silk soutache. Soutache is, do you see that raised stuff? That's soutache. It's like fabric that is an extra layer that's added on top that makes it's raised. You'd know it when you saw it. It looks lumpy or like ribbing almost, and it makes a design. The Slinky Career Pantsuit Set, 42. Coldwater Creek 2-piece dress. Coldwater Creek, there's not a lot of money here, folks. So Coldwater Creek, suits and suit separates? No. Let's try sweaters. Do any of you sell holiday novelty sweaters? And I'm talking quality ones, not the ones from like uglychristmassweater.com. I'm talking about novelty sweaters that we all say, I'm never going to wear that. And then someday when you're an 82-year-old grandma, you might. But Easter, Halloween, Americana, like national patriotic stuff. Do any of you ever sell those sweaters? Because I guess Coldwater Creek, it works out. Coldwater Creek sweater sold high to low. Christmas cardigan jacket. Another Christmas cardigan. Another Christmas cardigan. Coldwater Creek Icelandic design must be a collab. I don't know. Let me look. You can't see it, but I can tell you. For some reason, when I change, that's interesting. See this listing right here? Coldwater Creek Icelandic Design. Icelandic Design is a brand, and they put a design in like it's from Iceland, but it's actually kind of spammy because Icelandic Design is a brand of sweater, and this is a Coldwater Creek sweater. Another Christmas sweater, $45. An embroidered open front floral cardigan. So I guess what this is telling me is that I'm going to look at Coldwater Creek cardigans if they're long line, heavy embroidery or embellishment, or they are Christmas. That's what's getting the good money. Doesn't take long to get to plain cardigans, and they're 35, 32. And again, the market is saturated on these. So would you like to look at novelty sweaters and see what the best brands are? I have a list of about 10 that I love to shop for. So let's call it Christmas sweater. We're in women's clothing sweaters. Oh, here's the sold. Yes, the best Christmas sweaters are from Chanel. We need to pull out all the Chanel and Christian Dior, and the way we're going to do that is with a price range. Pre-owned. And we would like to, we're going to say, I want to make a minimum of $35 and a maximum of $200. That should pull out. Okay. So here's a Grinch Dr. Seuss Christmas cardigan. Okay, here are the brands that you want to remember. Michael Simon. Michael Simon. There's another Grinch Dr. Seuss. J. Crew. That's not a Christmas sweater. How did that get in my list? Michael Simon. Here is Tiny Toons. That's Warner Brothers. Michael Simon. Michael Simon. Cartier. Oh, that was from Banff. That is in Canada. Big ski resort. Christian Dior. I don't think anybody would walk by that, but they might wonder if it was real. Michael Simon Parrot sweater. Okay, vintage Bell Point. Ugly Christmas sweater. I've stopped putting ugly Christmas sweater in unless it's a really meant to be ugly sweater. Hello, Patrick Murphy. Panel and chat flying by to say hi and light up that. Are we getting some thumbs? Thank you for stopping by, Patrick. We are talking about novelty sweaters that bring in large money. And I was saying I've stopped putting ugly sweater in there because the people that love them and think they're beautiful might be insulted by my listing and just move on to somebody else's listing. It's pretty pointless to. Tiara is a brand. I'm surprised they got $150 for Tiara. I have never gotten that much. Michael Simon, Christine Foley. Oh, that's a pretty one. More Michael Simon. I'm looking for some other brands. Dale of Norway. Also not what I would consider a Christmas sweater. Michael Simon. Where are the other ones? Okay, here's another brand. Design Options with Philip and Jane Gordon. Probably the most expensive sweater I ever sold was an Easter sweater by Design Options, Philip and Jane Gordon. Ralph Lauren, here's another Michael Simon. Anyway, there are, what is the one with eagle in the title? Maybe if I put it in the Eagle Eye? Yeah, Eagle's Eye. So this is from Eagle's Eye. So every holiday like this, look for sweaters from Michael Simon, Eagle's Eye, and so on. So any other questions or anything you want to talk about or share? Hello. But if you ever have a question about how to do that research stuff on eBay and you forgot, well, I guess you could come back and watch this, but that would take you an eternity. But if there's something else that you forgot, you can message me on Instagram or leave a comment on the video, and I would be happy to answer your question. What have you got going on reselling wise? I got a rack back here. I showed you this in the haul, didn't I? This cute little. I've decided that this vintage beret is not suede. I've been looking at the interior here, and I decided it's faux suede. But I tried it on the head of my daughter, who has the tiniest little elfin head, and it didn't fit her, so it's small. So if you know anybody with a really tiny head who loves vintage hats, I will have that listed probably by tomorrow. Any other questions? There was one more thing I want to talk to you about. What did the thumbnail say? What did the thumbnail say? Good Lord, I don't remember. Oh, how do you remember it all? I hear a lot, but I can't remember it all. I swear I'm not that old. You mean like remembering brands? I don't know. I think how long have you been reselling, Sandra? Because I would say, as with anything, once you spend a certain amount of time on something, the learning curve is like this, right? When you first start. But after a while it does this. And the more you know, the more you know. And eventually you reach a place where, wow, I don't remember, boom, 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 boom. I go thrifting with my kids and they'll say a name to me and I'll just say, no, I don't need to look at it to even know that, no, that's not a thing because I've looked it up. Hello, there's my other sister. Janie, she's in Jamaica where it's been hot, 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 which, might sound pleasant where you are, but she says it's not been pleasant. Oh, Janie, do you want to see your shirt again? I can get it. Hold on. So my sister Janie loves the boho look, and I found her this really great shirt from Neiman Marcus. I'm going to send it to her for Christmas. Merry Christmas. It's really sheer and it feels like silk, but it isn't. It's polyester and it's washable. Isn't that pretty? Hello, Bumblebee. So, Sandra, how long have you been reselling? Debbie Keen, how did you get so tech savvy? Oh, tech savvy. I don't know if I would go so far as to say well, before I retired, my boss called me a closet tech geek because I'm not a tech person, but I always seem to find a way. And most of the time it's don't click on stuff until you know what it is. No, you just try it. You just say, I wonder what happens if I click on this, and nothing bad ever does. So I've been working with computers since I graduated from high school. My first job, my second job, my first job only lasted 3 weeks because they kept saying, you're doing great. And I'm like, this is too much. Anyway, my second job, hi, Raquel Swartz. My second job was working at 3M in St. Paul and on their computer email system. They didn't call it email back in 1974, but all of the 3Ms all over the world were connected with their proprietary messaging system. But in each building, there were only a few people who could send the messages. So all the other people in the building had to send the messages. So I sat at a computer and typed messages all day to Singapore and Cleveland and Chicago and London. And I got it to be a very fast typist. If you spend 8 hours a day typing, you will get fast. But I've been comfortable with computers and asking what they do since before we all had computers in our homes. So if you are not tech savvy and you are intimidated, start now getting over it because it's only going to get worse and you will only get further behind. And you don't want to be irrelevant just because of the year you were born. So editing, if you go back and look at my first videos, you'll see, man, I don't think she even edited that. You would be correct. Why do you think lives are so appealing to people? I follow one gal. She's known as Becky with the good hair, but that's not her name on her channel. Patrick knows her name, but he has probably sailed on. Back when it was yes, back then, Patrick. Oh, the first time I went on the internet, first you had to load up your modem accessor thing, and then you had to load up your browser. They were not like built together. All the modules were separate and they all had to talk to each other. And then like 4 minutes later, you'd make a phone call and then suddenly you'd be connected to the UCLA. And you'd think, what do I want to know from the UCLA computer? And it turned out nothing. So you would hang up. Are you worried AI will replace resellers? I'm not worried AI will replace anything. Coke has a new flavor developed by AI. Okay, folks, let's think about that. Artificial intelligence can't taste things. And so even if AI thinks it's fabulous, the market will decide. The market will decide. I finally got out of church in time to see you live. Love your vids and your sense of humor. Thank you, RC the retiree too. Is there an RC the retiree one? Love to know your real name. I'm sorry, your first name. Only if you want to share. I'm not prying. AI. It's probably because of my age. But AI is I tried AI description writers on eBay. Wait, Coke has a new flavor. Didn't they try that in the 80s? Yeah. See how well that worked out? New Coke. They got rid of old Coke. Boy. I mean, towns were burned down over that Coke problem. Not really, I'm lying. AI. AI descriptions on eBay. They're horrible. So eBay teaches us make your descriptions concise, accurate, descriptive, and don't put in a lot of extra stuff. Don't write stories. People are shopping on their phones now. They don't want long descriptions, and leave out all your rules for your business. Oh my goodness. I might have to share something with you if I can find one. I used to teach customer service to people, and one of my biggest pet peeves is business owners who try to teach their customers to give them better service. So if you see a lot of signs in a business, just turn around and run the other way. They're trying to teach you how to be a better customer. What? Anyway, AI. I listen to the eBay for Business podcast, and they talk about how to write a great description. And then I try their AI description writer, and it breaks every rule that eBay has always told us. It's full of nonsense and made up. What? I mean, every single one of the sweaters says you could wear this to any event or occasion and be in style. It will add that to any description. How is that useful? Noreen, hello. Oh, I miss you. Yeah, I know I should come to Clubhouse, but maybe I will get back there someday. But thank you, Noreen, for stopping by. Oh my, I have 17 eyeballs. What the heck? Bumblebee says, love your channel. Well, really, that's interesting. I have a stock disclaimer I use. Okay, may have to think about it. I would encourage you to, Patrick, and here's why. I have a whole bunch of reasons. Buyers don't read boilerplate, fine print, things that aren't germane to what they want to know. I'm sorry, but have you ever read the terms of agreement when you get an app and say, yes, yeah? Have you ever read the long disclaimers that the doctors give you? Or even the lease on your apartment that's 40 pages long? Customers don't read the fine print. You can put your policy on the back of a receipt and they won't read it. You can enforce your policy later, but it won't inform them. So people who write on every listing the same stuff about all their rules for how they run their business, nobody's reading that stuff, and you won't prevent problems. That's what I don't know if you've noticed, but most of government is trying to prevent the last terrible problem we had. This must never happen again. Well, I'm sorry. There are a couple things they could fix that would prevent things from happening, but nobody wants to do that. Not today, Heidi. But if you have one return because a buyer did X, it won't help you at all to put in your listing, hey, buyer, if you do this, that's going to happen. Don't do that. It won't help you. Same with returns. I talk about people who don't want to accept returns on eBay. And I think you're selling clothing. If you went to Nordstrom and the sign said no returns on clothing, would you go, well, what if it doesn't fit? Nordstrom will say, well, go try it on. You'd say, I don't have time right now. And you'd say, okay, then I guess I'll go to Target where they accept returns. Then you get to Target and you notice no returns on clothing. You'll be like, what? What's happening in the world? So I'm a clothing seller. I happen to sell pre-loved, saved from the landfill clothing, but it's quality. It's clean. I've inspected it. You're going to love it. I hope it fits. I hope it's flattering to your bum. But if it isn't, send it back. Maybe you'll buy something from me in the future. If you're not happy, I'll take it back. I'll pay the shipping. Free returns. Because no customer will pass by me because I offer free returns. But a lot of customers will pass by me because if I don't offer returns. You see? And I only get about 4% returns at the highest. And every single item I've ever had returned has sold again. I really encourage you to rethink. Okay, you're competing with people like me who'll say, sure, you don't like it, I'll take it back. That's who you're competing with if you don't offer returns. What do you think about returns? How can you afford to pay the return shipping? That would kill me. Okay, let's say if I don't offer returns, that 10% of buyers pass me by and don't buy my item. So my sales could be 10% higher if I had returns. I have no idea if it's 10%. I suspect it's more like 50%, but I have no idea. eBay has a return calculator. Let me see if I can Google it. eBay has a calculator where you put in your volume of sales and the categories you sell in, and it will estimate based on its huge pile of numbers it has. eBay has rooms full of numbers, and they just go in there and do this, and they pull out answers. And eBay return cost calculator, 2023. Yep. Return shipping for buyers. Learn to use the return calculator to compensate for potential. Yeah, there's a whole bunch. There's a calculator. Okay, Sharon or Sandra, I'm sorry. If I lose 10% of my sales to buyers who want to be able to return it just in case, they don't buy from me. So my sales could be 10% higher. Let's say they're $1,000 a month. They could be $1,100 a month. Let's say the profit on that $100 is $60. Okay, I'm just making up numbers here. $60. That means that I would have to have $60 divided by, let's say $5 a package, 12 returns in a month. I can tell you how many returns I had this month. No, I'm not logged in. 4% of returns. Anyway, the math on return shipping, it'll absolutely not kill you. If you'll probably have one package a month that gets returned, which is $4 or $5. Would that kill you? You'll sell it again. You'll make the profit back again. eBay credits your fees, so you don't even refund the whole amount. eBay refunds your fees. Here's the other reason I do free returns. Or even if you want to do buyer paid returns, do that. But the no returns on clothes, you are losing customers guaranteed. Do I sound bossy? I mean, think about it. Where would you shop for clothes if you couldn't return them? Where would you go? Da, 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 da. Anyway, if you are a top-rated seller on eBay, which you should pursue getting because you get a little thing, a little star, but beyond that, it'll say one of eBay's most trusted sellers. And I'm totally convinced you get priority in search results, but I can't go into eBay's pile of numbers and pull out the answers. But if you are top rated and then you offer to ship in one day, like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, you'll ship. If somebody buys on Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, you ship it Monday. So here you go, one day shipping. If you can do that, and if you can get USPS pickup at your house, most people can do one day shipping. So one day shipping, top rated seller, offer free 30-day returns. You become what's called top rated plus, and you get a 10% discount on your fees. So if your fees are currently 12.5%, you get 0.125% off of that. My fees are just about 11.2%, which means I can promote and still be competitive with Poshmark's 20% fee. Or I could save a lot on fees, but I choose to promote because it makes your sales better. So think about returns from a customer's point of view. How many people are passing you by because you don't offer them? Even with buyer paid returns. Sandra P, with free returns, don't you have to pay shipping both ways? No, not both ways. Okay, I charge for shipping always. I never do free shipping. Free shipping on a sale means that you pay for the post, you're building it into the price, right? But I always charge for shipping. And I have two levels of shipping for items that are under a pound, and then I do calculated above a pound. And I always make a few cents because I get a discount and I charge a little more. Okay. So the buyer pays for shipping to them. If they want to return because it doesn't fit, I don't like it, wrong color, everything, all the reasons that are not my fault, then I pay the shipping to get it back. So I'm only paying the shipping one way. And again, my returns are about 4.5, at the most 4.5%. Sometimes they're down to 3%. So I'm only paying shipping one way. And so, yes, that takes a little tiny bit out of my profit for the year. But I'll sell it again, and sometimes for more. And it's the cost of doing business because the vast majority of my customers are happy with what they get and they keep it. So you only have to pay for shipping both ways if you're offering free shipping and free returns. Let me catch up here. Hi, Heidi. Noreen, you probably went, what the heck is she talking about? And are gone. Patrick, that's interesting. A stock disclaimer, I have to rethink that. Again, even if you can make it smaller, enough to make yourself feel good, but again, the customer's not reading it. I agree with that. People don't read it. It's cover your ass. But covering your ass doesn't work with eBay because they always side with the buyer, which is why I offer free returns and just say, fine, send it back. Do you do your own taxes? Do you have a CPA? I do my own taxes, but I don't have any other complexities. And this is not the first time I've been in a small business. It's probably like the 8th time. And so I'm used to Schedule C and all of that stuff that goes with the 1040. And my bookkeeping is fairly simple. I do my cost of goods on the cash basis. So very interesting, not bossy. But I would encourage anybody who's new to business to at least do 1 year with a CPA and have them kind of show you what you make sure you know what you should be keeping track of. So if you find a CPA and do a sit down, you just pay one fee. They can show you what you have to keep track of and how. It's basically keep track of everything you spend and keep track of every income you make, where it came from, and the date. Add those two together, subtract one from the other. There's your profit. That's how simple. But Schedule C from the IRS can tell you, if you read the whole booklet, you'll know about small business bookkeeping. With your free return and shipping both ways, you also get to write the shipping off. Yes, all shipping expenses are deductible from your income. And along with, sales tax that you pay on your merchandise. Don't forget to deduct sales tax if you're paying sales tax at Goodwill. Yeah, I'm not a tax professional, but I've been doing my own for a long time, so I'm okay with it. If I had other complex things going on in my life, in my financial life, that there was a lot to think about, I would definitely use a CPA, and I have in the past. So it doesn't do you any good to go to H&R Block because they know less about your business than you do. Well, I have nattered on for 58 minutes. Worried AI will replace resellers. No, AI can't go shopping. Sorry, back to your question, Sandra. Heidi! I know there's a way to show. There, Heidi. Veronica Mitka, how are you? I think that AI is going to try real hard to find a way to be relevant. And again, AI has so many definitions. To me, it's just using computer data to offer you decisions so that you don't have to think about it. Right? What is the chat thing that makes up stuff? Most of the stuff it makes up is stupid. Maybe AI is entertaining, but the companies that have been using AI in the background, what is artificial intelligence? It's computer learned things. So if you tell a computer 10 things and it comes up with 11 things, it learned the 11 things from the 10. That's my short version of what artificial intelligence is. And if you pull the plug out of the wall, it becomes really stupid. So, not worried, but I'm old, so I don't have a lot of time to be worried about anything. Sorry I'm so late. I was shipping and filming. Well, aren't you a good doobie for working? I have started my shipping. I have a bunch of piles, and somewhere I have more shipping to do, but I rearranged, and now I don't know where my other shipping stuff is. How were sales this weekend? I sold 14 things yesterday and 0 today. Can you explain that? I'm so grateful you came and hung out with me today. If you have any questions before we call it a day, I usually tell AI voices too. There's a human element missing on the alliteration. Oh, so many ads on, not on broadcast television or cable, but on the internet are not using actors' voices. They're using AI voices. And to the point, some of them are so bad they actually pronounce the name of the product wrong or just not quite right. There's a term when they use in movies, there's a term when they use in video games too, when the animation, the computer generated CGI is so close to real, but it's still not quite, but it's so close to real, your brain rebels, and there's a term for that. And we're experiencing that now with AI. My brain rebels when I hear AI recorded voices. They're just, I know they're not real, and I don't trust them, and I click off. So I thought you were doing the shipping live, Veronica. Did you? I sold 8 things. It was enough to fill a ship with me. Did you do it live? Oh, dang. Do you sell more on Poshmark or eBay? Oh, I have such an interesting story. So I started on eBay in November of 2017 and on Poshmark in February of 2018. So almost the same amount of time. And all through that time, I sold 90% on eBay and 10% on Poshmark. I broke up with Poshmark 3 different times, just pulled my listings down, didn't just make them not for sale, took them off and said, I'm done with it. And it was like a bad relationship. I hated sharing. I didn't see the point of sharing other people's stuff. And people did tests. If I share other people's stuff, does it pop it up higher in the search results? No, it didn't. It didn't even help your friends to share their stuff. And posh parties and emojis and what the heck? I get that. I like love as much as the next girl, but posh love just didn't resonate with me, particularly because it was so much work for so little return. So I gave up 3 different times. Finally, somebody said, Heidi, get a bot to share your stuff. So can I show you something? I wonder if I can. I'm so bad at Poshmark. I don't even know how to show you this. My closet insights. Okay. All time. Oh, okay, good. You want to see? My YouTube is being stupid and not buffering. Thanks for your input regarding taxes. Now I can do, yes, AI lines. I would like to hear Patrick Murphy talk as though he were an AI voice. Nah, I need to get back to pre-recorded. So lives don't help your channel at all. They're just fun to hang out with people and talk to them. Becky with the good hair, she does only lives. She would grow so fast if she did some recorded content because eBay just doesn't share that. Do I need to find a CPI that specializes in reselling? No. Reselling is a small business where you buy stuff and then sell it. Just because you're buying in thrift stores and selling online doesn't make the business any different. If they look at you like they're crazy, then say, I'll find another one. But no. No, you're just saying, I have a small business where I sell retail, I retail clothing online, and that's all they need to know. I mean, they'll ask you more, but they won't care about the rest of it, Brianna. That's my opinion. So I'm going to share what happened to me when I got a bot I use Posture VA. There will be a link in the description. No, I'm kidding. No, I'm not kidding. I mean, I can get you, I have a discount code, but so does every other person on YouTube. If you want to try Posture VA, go to your favorite YouTuber, look in their description box for a link to Posture VA. You get a code and then they get a little commission. So let me show you what happened um, when I got a bot to share my closet so I didn't have to. I got a bot to share my closet, Posture VA. I got it on February 1st. So in all of 2018, I sold $1,500.92, 2,322, 1,500. Here's where we broke up a bunch of times. Here's where we broke up again. But look at that. I must have had higher value stuff. And then so far this year, go to your favorite small YouTuber. Yes, don't go to the big ones. They don't need the money. That is my favorite contact of the day. Go to your favorite small YouTuber if you want to give them a little bit of referral money. So there you go. So what do you think of my experience with, or what I'm saying is, or you could go to Veronica channel and do hers. I always say with Amazon affiliate or ThreadUp discounts or what's that other one? Helpsy discounts or Posture VA or Amazon shopping. Find somebody that you want to help and follow their link and then do your shopping because it's a sticky link. And with Amazon, whatever purchases you make within a certain period, you don't have it anymore. You use Flip because it's free. Don't you find? Okay, so I tried Flip and it was so glitchy. Okay, it's buggy, but it's free. I had to check it like 4 or 5 times a day. Posture VA, I literally check it once a day. Are you still running? And it's still running. So I say, okay, and I make it small again. I keep 2 windows just separate with my Poshmark open and Posture VA open. I keep them together in one little bundle, and it just keeps running and running and running. I have Flip to share, but it doesn't. I haven't seen much from it. I wanted to try a free bot. Okay, so if I could show you, let me just show you this year. So here is January. And then I bought Posture VA on February 1st. This is actually February. Why is this labeled March twice? Here's February, March. Okay, so it cost me $25 a month. Do you think that it paid for itself? 25 bucks. That is 2.5 trips to McDonald's. That's 1 trip to Culver's. But you're broke. I know. I'm sorry, honey. But if Flip is getting results for you, if your sales did not go down, oh, you pay for Vendu. See, I don't pay for anything for cross posting. Everybody chooses what pain they want to avoid. I wanted to avoid the pain of sharing, and I'm doing that. And so I pay for a sharing bot. I don't think that cross posting is painful, so I don't pay anybody to do it. I also have an elaborate spreadsheet. Should I show you my spreadsheet? You don't want to see my spreadsheet. I put way too much information in my spreadsheet, so I don't need Vendu or List Perfectly or something to keep my inventory, to keep track of it. I can go back to the very first item I bought, tell you where I bought it, when I sold it, and what the underarm measurement was. And I just assigned it my 6,000th inventory number. So I get it. You have to choose where you're going to spend your money. And I don't do a cross posting. I just do copy paste, copy paste. I create everything in eBay. And then when I'm finalizing it, I copy it over to Poshmark and they pretty much go. Poshmark has been meh for a while, even before you switched. Well, that is sad. I would have thought you were primarily a Poshmark seller. Would love to hear from those of you in the spreadsheet respect, even though it's spelled like the craziest thing ever. I get it. I mean, I got to show you my spreadsheet because you're just going to go, oh my God, Heidi, that is appalling. Present, share screen. Where is it? Okay. So this is my spreadsheet. Um, okay, let me tell you. The color means I sold it on eBay. The pink means I sold it on Poshmark. Yellow means I rejected it because it had a flaw. So when I got home. And so I can go back, and these are all in date order of acquisition. And over here in column 1 is where it's stored. And column 2 is the inventory number, the list date, the acquisition date, where I bought it, how much I paid for it, my custom SKU, my title, the condition. This is where I mark anything I have to fix or disclose. Oh my God, how do you have time for that? My measurements, the size, the weight. The shipping cost was not, I need to fix that. It was $8.03, not $803. How do I have time for that? Well, I've tried to think about how can I stop doing that? But it tells me so many things I want to know. Like, when was the last time I went to the Goodwill on in Standale? When was the last time I went to the Salvation Army on Alpine Avenue? When was the last time I went there? So I can just go to my spreadsheet and see when I was there last. How did that ThreadUp box perform that I bought back in February? I can go to that chunk of listings and see blue, 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 pink, blue, 2 whites. So everything but 2 things sold. I don't know. My measurements are there. Where I stored it is there. It's where I don't know. I don't know how I would rather do it without. And I know there are people who buy things and they stuff the receipt in an envelope and then they figure out the average cost, but they don't even really care about the cost until tax time. They take pictures, they measure it, take a picture of the measurements, and they list it. And I do more than that. So do you think I'm crazy? Oh, Patrick, you like my spreadsheet? It's terrible. I tried to convert to Airtable because I thought it would be more like eBay pulling numbers out of the air. But Airtable, unless you pay for it, limits how many items you can have. Vendu does all that. Yep, I get that. And it gives you a pretty graphic. Yeah, I get no graphics. I'm sure that I'm not spreadsheet savvy at all. Somebody could totally pull graphs and charts out of that. But I'm not that person. Tells me eBay did slightly better for me on profit than Posh. One thing I don't like about Poshmark statistics is they tell you your top selling brand. Well, no, that's the brand you bought the most of, probably. You will always sell more of what you buy the most of. And the same with sizes and categories and everything else. So I have a lot of crazy theories about reselling, don't I? I'm pretty much 50-50. See what else I missed here. She's had enough referrals to cover the cost of Posh VA. I feel like it's so great. Sandra said it and forget it and share and send offers. Yeah, Posh VA also will, if you tell it to or you schedule it, relist things that are more than 60 days old. Flip, it's buggy. Just wanted to use Heidi's code. That's very kind. Need to find a CPA. Did I miss anybody's questions? I don't want to ignore people. Tord will always be your best-selling brand because that's what you buy the most of. And I haven't picked up Tord. Let's look at my spreadsheet. When's the last time I bought Tord? I have 4. That was back in 2011. And then I bought one in April. Of course, that came in a fun box, so I didn't buy it. Here's a purple sleeveless knit top with a twist front that I bought in June. Hasn't sold. Tord women's jeans came in a thread-up denim box. So I only bought one piece of Tord and it hasn't sold. Spreadsheet restructure. Going it out with Heidi. Ginger Marvin has this. I called it my Marvin spreadsheet that makes graphics. I tried that for, I would say, a good 6 months. And There were a couple of things I would have had to change about my process in order to get the most effectiveness out of that. If somebody was brand new, I would really encourage them to use that free Ginger Marvin spreadsheet. Are you saying a bot could boost my Poshmark earnings? Yes, Brianna. Yes, I am. Don't forget, Heidi went from 63 in January to 990 in February with the same number of listings. But, try it for a month. And if it doesn't, okay, Brianna, sign up for Pasha VA, pay the $25. If it's not worth it in a week, I know it's going to be worth it in a day. If it's not worth it in a week, cancel it. Just get 1 month and be done. $25. 2 trips to McDonald's. If you have people in the back seat. I thought a bot was wrong for a long time. And then I realized if Poshmark is going to design something that requires additional automation in order to function properly, okay. If I want to play on Poshmark, I will get additional automation to make it function properly. Anyway, back to Ginger Marvin's spreadsheet. It's excellent. And it probably would have saved me a lot of time if I could have stopped my spreadsheet and done theirs. But, when you've been doing something for 6 years, you really kind of develop a crutch that you rely on it. If I get a measurement wrong in a listing, I'll go back to my spreadsheet. Oh, I just transposed a number and then I can fix it. I don't have to go get the item and remeasure it. But is that worth it? I don't know. I know I'm wasting time with my spreadsheet. But it makes me happy. The first thing I do when I get a bag of stuff is I sit down here at my computer. I have a tape measure right here along the front of my desk, and I type everything into my spreadsheet. And usually, if I'm being a good girl, I'll write the draft at the same time. So I measure it on this, I put it in my spreadsheet, I write the draft right when it's in my hand. I've got all the details, that it has pockets, that it has venting, that it has underarm gussets, that it has a 2-way zip, that it's made of this, and it's all right there. I can't write a listing from pictures. Sarah Styles dashboard, needed a one-stop shop for inventory management and cross-listing. Yeah. I looked at the dashboard, but it has a lot of focus on data, which is good. You have to know your numbers to make decisions. But too often, the data is out of context. For example, if you look at what your best-selling brand is on anybody's dashboard, Poshmark's or Sarah's or anybody's, if you think, oh, that's my best-selling brand, and you keep picking it up, it's going to keep being your best-selling brand because that's what you have the most of. So it's not giving you sell. To me, a best-selling brand is the one with the highest sell-through rate. And most of the dashboards are just doing it on items or dollar volume. So if I buy 10 Banana Republic and I sell 1, not my best-selling brand. If I buy 100 Banana Republic and I sell 50, but I only buy 50 North Face and I sell 25, you see, what's your sell-through on those items? Because if you buy a lot and sell a lot, okay, maybe it's 50%. But if you buy a lot and sell a lot, but you're buying a lot, it might be your best-selling brand, but it isn't your best moving brand. How many times shares a day? Bumblebee asks. I have mine set to share about every 90 minutes. Pasha VA, I don't know about others, but you set up the time of day you want it to share. And when that time arrives, it shares. And so you have to schedule them. The first time you use it, you spend a little bit of time setting up all that scheduling. But if you just want to do 4 times, you just, choose what 4 times a day. I'm in the Eastern time zone, so I have to make sure that I'm still sharing after I go to bed, which is one thing I could never do when I was doing it myself. People might be shopping until 10, 11, 12 o'clock at night, and that's 3 a.m. here. So I have to run, but I want to thank you for this informative chat. Thank you so much for coming. Debbie, I enjoyed having you here. Bye, kiddo. She had a graphic for sell-through rate. Okay, so that was helpful. My thing is I don't find a lot of stuff with high sell-through rates. Veronica, were you here when I was showing how to do eBay research to see you can find what's in your area. Were you here then? If you just say yes, no. If the answer is no, I'm just going to show it again real quickly, and we'll probably try to wrap up in the next 10 minutes. So, were you here, Veronica, when I showed how you can use eBay to find out what's available in your area? She's not going to. Oh, I wasn't, but I'll catch the replay. Okay. Are you sure? Anyway, excuse me. The quick thing is, if you're using search on eBay and you click on advanced search way over on the right and scroll down, there's a place where you can put only show me results within so many miles of my zip code or any zip code, but you put in your own zip code and 25 miles. I found out that there's no magnolia pearl within 100 miles of me. Nobody's got it for sale and nobody has sold it. So sellers near me aren't finding magnolia pearl. Johnny was a little bit, 50 items sold in 90 days in my area. And somebody else we did the same thing for them. So you can see if there's stuff you're looking for. But here's what you do. You go women's sweaters priced $35 to $100. And then you put with it 25 miles of my zip code. And then you do sold. So you can see what resellers within your area are finding for good money. You can do it by category or brand. But you can narrow it to just let me see what's selling from my area, what other resellers are finding, then I should be able to find it too. You can either then click on the listing and see where they live. And that will help you to stop looking for stuff that isn't there, because you'll stumble across it if you stumble across it. But you can find out, oh, other people are picking up this. So I know that our friend Melissa says she hasn't found Arcturix yet. And I'd be interested to see from her zip code how many resellers in her area are finding it, because it might be there isn't much. Probably if you live in Brooklyn, nobody's shopping for Arcturix Gore-Tex jackets there. Yeah, nothing on Magnolia Pearl in my area. Exactly. Can I get the box through Poshmark? Brianna wants to know. No, Poshmark has a way to share, but it involves you in share in bulk. It involves you clicking certain things to select all your items. So you scroll and it selects them all, and then you hit share. But you still have to actively go in, select them, and share them as often as you want to. So it keeps it on your mind. You have to go in and do the task. And I know a lot of people that do that. It's not in the description because I haven't done anything to the description yet. So where is my Pasha VA link? I have no idea. So yes, Poshmark has made it easier to share your own stuff. And maybe if you set an alarm on your watch just to go in and select them all, scroll, select them all, and then hit the share button, you could do that. I was watching an interview earlier with yada, 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 account info, status. Wow, getting started. I have no idea where it is. I know where it is somewhere. Cancel. No, don't cancel. Yeah. $26.50 is what I'm paying right now. I don't know how. What does the max sharing Posh will allow? Pasha VA tells you, but what the limitations are that they recommend. How many items should I share? What is the daily share limit? They recommend less than 8,000 shares a day. I'm clicking your link tree, but it's not there either. Wow. Oh, it's Becky with the good hair. Hello. I was looking for my Pasha. I'm getting out my notebook. Pasha VA link in link tree and this description. It's probably something simple like Freestyle Secrets, yada, yada. Why sign up for account? Installing the app. follow users where I give up. Check the extension itself. That's where I am. Okay, whoever said, where did I get all my tech savviness is witnessing. I'm having a sad little, thanks for explaining that, Heidi. What did I explain? Please show again. Oh, you're talking about in your area. Yes. Yes. So advanced search options in eBay, scroll down and you can select your zip code. For whatever item you're searching for, you can find out just things in your area. How many items in your closet? Should I know that? I have eBay. For a while I was chasing 700 and I couldn't get there, and then life would happen and I couldn't get there. Down, down, down. Life is very lifey lately. So I am down to like 615 active in eBay, and in Poshmark, I can tell you why I don't have everything in Poshmark. No, that's not where it is. Hi, Becky. I remember it was iffy to find. Oh, Poshmark affiliate and then login. Look at how helpful she is. She wants everybody to get my Poshmark code. My Posh Stats. Oh, that's so cute. Active listings on Poshmark. I have 383, and so almost 400, and about 600 on eBay. Here's things I don't list on Poshmark. If the value of the item, I have some stuff that I've got either in a thread-up box, or it wasn't worth what I thought it was, or, all those mistakes. So if I have things where they're worth about $15 or so, the shipping on Poshmark about $8, who's going to pay $8 to ship a $15 item? Nobody. So I don't put them on Poshmark because I can ship it on eBay for $4 something. So that's the difference. Hi, Becky. Yes. Okay. I'm going to try one more time to find my Posh VA affiliate code, and I think I know where to do it. Oh, okay. Okay. It is. Oh, I better spell it right. I'm typing. I have no idea what's happening. My YouTube is buffering. Oh, well, now's our chance to talk about Veronica because her YouTube is buffering and she has no idea what's happening. .com / via equals restyle secrets. I think that's it. I don't know. PashaVA.com / via equals restyle secrets. I don't know. If that doesn't work, go to Veronica's channel. No, she doesn't have it anymore. Go somewhere. Does Becky, do you have a bot? Any last questions? We have 2 minutes. Becky, I'm glad you came. We are going to go live together someday, right? Send me a something. Are you on Instagram? I'm on Instagram. Same name. Did I miss any questions? Heidi, check the extension. Yeah. Max sharing. Yeah. 8,000 a day. So helpful. Do you do this regularly? I don't do anything regularly. I tried. Okay. So this is a Poshmark chart from a challenge they had once. I just saved the document because it was useful. So Lover List Daily Challenge. So I just write the month at the top and then I put how many listings I do. My goal is 5 a day, 5 days a week. That's 30 listings a week. Is it me or is Heidi frozen? I'm still moving. Is it you? Is Heidi moving? Okay. I don't know if I'm moving or not. And you can see, so my goal is to do 5 a day. And I did 1, I did 6, I did 3, I did 6, I did 12, I did 2, I did none. Oh, but I was averaging 5 a day. And then life happened. And now I'm starting to get back. So I don't do anything consistently. What was the question? Oh, do I do lives regularly? This is only my second one ever. So should I do them? Should I do them regularly? Would I need a topic? Not frozen here. It keeps buffering for me too. I thought it was on my end. I don't know. Are you people like watching other people at the same time you're watching me? Maybe you don't have enough bandwidth. Have you ever thought about that? Are you on your phone? I have people that pay $8 on a $10 item on Poshmark. Oh, really? I have a 3 for 20 on a lower price item, but a lot of times. Wow. Maybe they want the one thing and they're willing to pay $8 to ship a $10 item. Maybe it's not a $10 item. Did you ever think of that? Maybe it's a $30 item and they think, oh, look at this deal. No, I think that's probably not what it is. Freezing here, not frozen here. Well, I don't think I'm doing anything wrong, but I could be. You would love regular lives. I'll have to figure out when I could do that. Having the same issue. Oh, it's YouTube. Why didn't we think of blaming YouTube first? Why didn't we? I think it's because you're watching 2 lives at once, Veronica. Yes, 2 more lives. Hello. How are you? Okay. Do I need a topic? Or should we just show up and see what happens? You can think of hard questions. I have a question before we go, and then I promise we're going to go. So I have, someday I'm going to have other people come on and I'm going to interview them, but I'm not going to ask the same old tired questions that YouTubers always, resellers always gets asked, right? We've all loved the podcasts of this variety or that variety about reselling. We've all watched lives where they interview people, but I have more interesting questions, but I don't know where they are. Oh, for Pete's sake. So here's one. We will finish with one of my reseller interview questions. Okay, you ready? Yes, I think you should do more lives. This has been great. Coming from you, Princess Leia, that means a lot to me. Okay. Okay, this is just going to be a quick one. So real quick, do you have a video on how to store your inventory? No, do you want one? It involves what I call bin bags. Does this make you curious? I could do a video about my inventory system, but I didn't know you would think it was interesting. Okay, here's the question. Rapid fire. Everybody put it in the response. We all love more Heidi in our lives. Okay, you ready for the question? Here we go. Name a department in the thrift store you can't remember the last time you've shopped it. So I'll tell all the departments. When I first come into my Goodwill, there's the jewelry, and then there's the floral vases from, all those floral places and weird plumy things and dried silk flowers and then you go around the corner and it's picture frames and artwork, and then it's figurines, and then it's seasonal, holiday, Christmas, Easter, whatever. And then it's plastic, cookware, books, media. And then it's handbags, linens, men's, children's, women's, nightgowns, purses, shoes. Why do they have purses in 2 places? Oh no, those aren't purses. Those were luggage and duffel bags, purses. Then we've got short sleeve, long sleeve, plus size, skirts, blazers, tops. Okay, now I'm getting some answers. Men's clothing. What? You don't remember the last time you shopped men's clothing? Do I have to tell you about the Arc'teryx jacket I found in the men's clothing that I got for $7.99 and I've listed for $150? Do I have to tell you about that? Anyway, menswear, media, yeah. I never look at media, never. Silverware. I've been hunting for a gravy ladle, so I check every once in a while. But that's just me. Glad it's not just me. I tried watching on PC and it freezing. I'm desperate to see Heidi. Wow. I've been doing all the decor things for personal use. Okay. Clear glass. I don't look at clear glass at all because it's all mostly the same crystal I got for a wedding gift in 1975, and it wasn't worth anything there. Thanks for the plug, Veronica. You got to check out A New Life Resale. She does lives almost every day, sitting in there and talking and telling you what she's doing. And I just sit here and work and measure my stuff and fill out my spreadsheet. Have a great time with Becky. I know, Heidi, I know about the men's. And men's is so fast to go through because most of it's crap, but the gems just jump right out at you, like Filson and Faherty and Arc'teryx and Patagonia and Brooks Brothers even. I love it when resellers get together and talk about life stuff in addition to reselling, like food, favorite movies, jobs in their past, best time you ever had on vacation, life stuff. That's what we did on Clubhouse. I should go back there someday. Men's stuff bores me. Money. I pick up men's streetwear from the bins. Yes. Some of my best denim has been 90s denim or orange tab Levi's. I'd like more lies, but not so much talk about reselling. That's from my sister Janie, who has no interest in reselling at all. Never look at books unless for me. The cookbooks are right where I wait in line. So I'm always looking for cookbooks that look like novels, right? The old cookbooks from the 30s and 40s and 50s weren't pretty. They just look like books. You find those, baby. That's money. Heidi's moving again. Shameless plug for my channel. Yes, please subscribe, like, and watch the crap out of Veronica's videos. I typically don't check out women's clothing because I feel like I have eyes on me thinking I'm a creeper, which, not going to lie, they're not wrong. Just stay out of the lingerie, Patrick, okay? That's a line you shouldn't cross. But I see men in the women's all the time. They don't have great taste, but I see them there. You beat me to it, Veronica. I was trying, but I couldn't get there. Get where? To the plug? Maybe you could plug yourself? If I'd made people mods? Veronica, are you a mod? I thought you were a permanent mod. Let me know. How did you shop at the bins? I could tell you the last time I was at the bins. Outlet. Last time I was at the outlet was September. So I do, but I have two bins, one about 30 miles away and one about 10 minutes away. And one of them is mostly, it feels like it's stuff that they didn't want to put in the store. Do you know what I mean? It feels like stuff that wasn't good enough to go in the store. But I come home usually with about $10 or $15 worth of random stuff, but I found some good things. I found a cabbie tank top that sold in 3 days for $38. It was a rare one. Must have been what they call a favorite. As soon as Heidi said she was moving again, she froze. Sorry, kidding. I was actually moving. That was pretending. See, I know Bracel. I know Bracel, but not for you. You're going to have to do mail order. No. Oh my God, what, Veronica? I am sourcing. Yeah. I'm sure it's going to be a live stream, isn't it? The bra shopping? Kitten videos. Yes, Patrick, I did watch your How to Learn About Patrick in 10 Minutes Without Hiring Private Investigators, and I did learn a lot. Your driving kind of frightens me, but people can be annoying. But no, it was fun. Thank you for sharing that video. A New Life Resale, no specific plans for that yet, but I would love to. So subscribe to everybody's channels that you see. Usually if people have a face, that means they have content because they're not anonymous. But okay, I said I would let you go like 18 minutes ago. So did I answer the last question? You all told some, like 3 of you told me what department you don't go to. I very rarely go to kids. Can't remember the last time I looked in kids. Because I know that there's good stuff in there, but it's also little and I don't want to hunt. It's like looking at pants or leggings. Leggings is so hard. But if you ever find J. McLaughlin Maisie pants, buy them. Just saying. Any last words? Thank you for sharing your Sunday with me. I am very grateful. And yes, we'll do it again. Should I be regular or random? How much notice do you need? Sometimes people hide things in the kids' closet. Okay, Patrick, maybe you should be going through the kids' clothes because there's stuff hidden there. Like kids' clothing or toys? Thank you. Thank you all. Again, you don't know how much this means to me. Really lifted my spirits today. And we all need that, don't we? Bye, kids. See you next time.